Yeah. I wanted to show you the significance, the magnitude of the research he's done these last 6 years. This level took him 2 years. Well, in that 2-year period, he did OT 9 orders of magnitude and OT 10 character. Around about summer 1984, he said at that time that he would not be able to, that he would soon come to a point, and he knew approximately where it was, but there were things intervening from where he was to where he knew he would find this phenomena that in which he would have to discard the body and do it completely free from encumbrances. This was in summer of 1984. As we approached the end of the year, he was just about there, discovered something else, called it off, went on into finishing this, went back with rear view mirrors to then complete, finalize, and polish up what he had been doing since 1980, these advanced levels, and then proceeded on until he got to that point. And then on January 19th, he stated that this was it. And he then handled in session those things that were necessary so that he could completely sever all ties. All ties. Which, by the way, is research in itself, because we now know what those ties are because he wrote it up. And then on January 24th, he lay down in his bed and he left. And that was it. And the attorneys were notified, and the rest is as Mr. Cooley described. During that week from the 19th to the 24th, he knew I would be at some time or another addressing you Scientologists, and he expressly stated that I was to tell you that there was to be no grief, no mourning. Because he asked, I told him that of course I would say that, and he said, do you think there will be some anyway? I said, quite possibly. And he reiterated it. He said, well, you tell them, don't let there be even the remotest possibility that some will try to unintentionally invalidate themselves. Is that agreed? Excellent. Second thing I want to mention is that for the first time since 1980, was the management of the church able to be totally, completely weaned from his having to take over and straighten things out. Completely. What that produced was it allowed him to do his own hat. The third thing I want to mention is what's going to happen to the tech. That's easy. Firstly, there's existing materials. So what happens to the tech is it stays exactly like it is. With one exception, is that currently for some time, for 3-4 years, there's been an exhaustive search for those issues that got sandbagged through somehow or another. And what we're doing is checking them against LRH's tapes. He gave conferences and briefings. His words are there. Those things that came off his typewriter, those things that were written under his own hand, and dispatches and notes that were written by Commodore's messengers, which can actually be verified, to completely sort out the wheat from the chaff, the truth from the crap. And you've seen some of these in the past years. We're coming right down to the road on that, and there's going to be just a little bit more, because luckily those alleged Thetans involved haven't been with us in a number of years, and so we're almost at the end of that. By the way, the percentage of that, get the idea of all the tapes, all the books, all the policy letters, all the bulletins, all the films, all the writings, all the collected works. Just get that idea, just one copy each. Get the idea of how much that would be, what kind of space that would consume. Among that now, it would probably fill this stage. Among that now are the ones that we're weeding out, which would amount to, I would say, about that much. It's insignificant.